Let's begin with a drum set. Listen for an explosive live sound. The snare should be crisp and the cymbals should ring.
I admire you when my living has a limit of desire to keep it going. I'm just knowing that my time with you makes a difference. How I'm feeling when I vibe with you. They can't divide us two. We got a bond like 007, right? Even on Devil's Night, you show me what the heavens like. Go ahead and spread your light, though I can barely see. I know you're there with me, my personal therapy. Some days I wish I was more like you. Your certainty, your attitude. Keep doing what you're doing, I ain't mad at you. I'm just wishing that I had that too. Some days I wish I was more like you. Your certainty, your attitude. Keep doing what you're doing, I ain't mad at you. Just to know you, I'm glad I do. I want you to view yourself the way you see me. When you're feeling alone, I'll be a sanctuary. Yeah, I want you to view yourself the way you see me. When you're feeling alone, I'll be a sanctuary. You inspire me. Look at you crazy when you tell me you admire me. Not an example for anybody to try to be. We'll call you bluff, but I know you wouldn't lie to me. Just a surprise to me. We got a bond tight. No one can come between. I have respect for you. You have your love for me. And that's enough for me. All I need to get by. Let me be the method to your Mary J. Blige. So many times I felt defeated. You always know the right thing to say for when I need it. I wanna do the same thing for you to keep it even. You can call me anytime. You don't ever need a reason. I'm right here with you. Never could forget you. All the things that we've been through, everything we went through. Hey, none of it was simple, but I'm right here with you. Some days I wish I was more like you. Your certainty, your attitude. Keep doing what you're doing, I ain't mad at you. I'm just wishing that I had that too. Some days I wish I was more like you. Your certainty, your attitude. Keep doing what you're doing, I ain't mad at you. Just to know you, I'm glad I do. I want you to view yourself the way you see me. When you're feeling alone, I'll be a sanctuary. Yeah, I want you to view yourself the way you see me. When you're feeling alone, I'll be a sanctuary.
Rise and shine. Pour yourself a cup of coffee and tune in to Good Morning Aurora. News, weather, and really cool interviews. Monday through Friday from 8 to 9 a.m.
Hands on.
Yeah, I like
See,
that.
right?
I like it.
Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. The time is 8:03 a.m. You are listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. Good morning to all of you great people. It's Friday. We have fantastic guests. We got great things to talk about, and we have activities for you too, like filling out a survey. Now I know what you're thinking. Curtis, wait a minute, man. Is that CFFRV survey that you were tweeting about and you put in the Instagram story in the bio? Yes, that's the same one. We have dear friends here to talk about it with us as well. Beth Christoffel, Lindsay Cochrane, and Cathy Schwieger. How are you, ladies?
Good morning. Good. How are you?
All right, not too bad. Here's another reason why they're great guests. They brought us Duncan. Yes. Box of donuts. These are the pumpkin donuts?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. We got pumpkin donuts. We have coffee. We have news for you guys as well. So first things first, it's also First Friday. So we have some of the events and activities that are going to be going on downtown Aurora tonight. Have a safe and fun evening when you do go out there. So Dunham Community Foundation, the Fox River Valley, coming together like a band, right? Like VH1 right now. Like, yeah.
Band back together.
Yep. I play the bass. I play standing guitar. So let's talk about the survey. First of all, the purpose of the survey is to engage the folks in the Fox River Valley and to see what the needs are. It's an assessment survey. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So the community survey, which launched just a couple weeks ago now, is just one part of a multi-part community needs assessment that Community Foundation of the Fox River Valley and Dunham Foundation have embarked on. So the community needs assessment has several components that we're working on to kind of gather data and feedback from the community on what nonprofit providers are, what kind of services they're providing to our community members, and then on the flip side, what our community members need, want, or what they're lacking, what barriers and challenges they are seeing in terms of accessing specific services. So this community survey is a way for us to hear from as many folks in Kane and Kendall counties as we can. We want to make sure we have a great representation of the population that our nonprofit partners and our two foundations are serving. So,
right. Now, both of the organizations serve a lot of people. You both are consistently doing a lot of great things. And for those who are familiar with the name but trying to put it together, Dunham. That name is on many things, including River Edge Park. So the ties in the community are very deep and have been for a long time.
They are, sure. So Dunham Foundation, our founder, John Dunham, had a company called Equipto here years ago and grew his father's business, actually, and wanted to, with the money that he made, give back to the city that gave so much to him in return. So he wanted to make sure that he was able to have his legacy live on by serving the community and providing opportunities for those who, for those in need.
Right. Okay. So I have a paper copy of the survey. The survey will take you about 10 minutes to fill out, and it says, quite frankly, welcome to the community survey of the CFFRV. What's that mean, Curtis? Think about it. Community Foundation, Fox River Valley. You got that? Oh, bing, bing. For residents of Kane and Kendall counties to provide opportunity to share your thoughts and opinions. So can somebody, if you work for a nonprofit, can you fill this out? Anybody can,
Yeah,
right?
anybody in Kane and Kendall County, we would love to have their input. As Lindsay mentioned, we have had a couple different parts of it. So we did do a nonprofit survey where that went directly to nonprofits. And then this community survey, I mean, we want everyone ages 18 and up, any segment. So senior serving, the seniors, the veterans, the youth, parents, everybody. So
okay. Now, good morning to you.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Good.
Gotta give Beth some love.
They're doing great over there.
Now, you work for the Community Foundation of the Fox River Valley as well.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
And what do you do specifically?
I'm the director of scholarships.
Okay.
Director of scholarship program.
All right. Now, you guys have had many great scholarships. Can we talk about some of those briefly? Bring us up to speed, and then also what's to come in realm of scholarships.
Yeah, so we have close to 200 scholarships,
Okay.
and the application actually went live this morning, 8 a.m. So I'm expecting a flood of applications early this morning, but we have 200 scholarships with just one universal application. So you just fill out one application and you could be eligible for 5, 10, 15, 20 different scholarship opportunities.
Wow.
Yeah, so, and then this year we also have a great opportunity to be partnering with Dunham, and they're offering 3 scholarships as well through their own application. So participants can be eligible for a Community Foundation scholarship and a Dunham Foundation scholarship.
Okay.
So that's new this year.
Awesome. Big stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Now, the last time that the team was here was for the YEP program, Youth Engagement and Philanthropy.
You are so good. Yes.
Lot of coffee in the morning. I'm always ready for it. Always ready for it. Well, I looked at the some of the notes from the last discussion too. Now, that's a big component and a recent component. Is that a good way to?
Yeah.
Is that a
this
fair
is
way
our
to
fourth
say
year
it? Okay.
For the program.
All right. Now, that specific group of young people, they give out funds
Yes.
for scholarship winners. Can you
Yes.
talk more about it?
Well, they give out funds for grants.
Ah.
And that's another program that we've partnered with Dunham on. Dunham has supported it the last several years since it began. But the students are fundraising on their own to provide grants in the community. And the last couple of years, Dunham has given them a matching grant of $12,500, and then the students raise the other half on their own through a Giving Tuesday campaign. But the cool thing about their grants, separate from the Community Foundation grants that we give out, they're all for youth-related programs and causes. So it's youth helping youth. The students raise the money, they review all of the grant applications, they discuss impact and how many youth it'll help in the community, and then grant out the dollars. So I can't imagine putting myself in their position when I was in high school, having someone give me $25,000, and say, you're responsible for this. What would you like to do? I think they feel really empowered, and they really are passionate and take it very seriously when they have their discussions. It's amazing that the meeting, when they decide on that, is a 3-hour-long meeting, and they still are not done at the end of it. Like I'll have to say, okay, we gotta go. But they really take it to heart.
Yeah. Well, it's good to see. I mean, these are the decisions. Some of the minor, critique has always been, there's people who are not youth making decisions on youth activities, how much is going to be spent on youth activities, and what the hours and parameters are going to be. So to have them do it, I'm sure must be very empowering. When it comes to these surveys, I'm curious, because you ladies are in the community anyway. You do a lot of good work all the time. Besides the survey and what's going on now, what have some of the past concerns and needs been? We work with a lot of partners. What have some of the past needs and concerns, what have those been? And have we made any strides to addressing those? We had the Simply Destiny event that we talked about. So a lot has been going on. But what did we look like before, and how has that progressed to where we are today as a community kind of thing, from what you've noticed?
I mean, I think in terms of your question about kind of what some of the larger needs are, I think it goes without saying mental health is just I don't even think critical is a strong enough word for it. But mental health, especially for all. But I think youth, we see it a lot with just all the different layers that youth have kind of on them. They've got school, they've got social media, they've got sports, they've got college to think about, they've got so there's just and there's a lot that our schools can't all do. Right, and so it's the nonprofit organizations that are supporting the students that are in our communities that are helping provide them with the tools that they need to cope with their social emotional well-being. Right. I think a lot of, and I'm sure you guys have heard this too in conversations, a lot of what I've heard about in terms of accessing services. So we know there are hundreds of incredible nonprofit organizations serving our community. It's not always easy to get there. And it's not always easy to find childcare. So I've heard a lot more recently, transportation and childcare are two things really kind kind of, and we'll see if that comes out in the survey as well, but that we've just heard anecdotally that folks are really, it's really a barrier to folks accessing services. Those services can be there, but if you don't have a way to get there,
Right.
Or you can't take care of yourself because you can't afford childcare, then those are really hindering to your well-being.
And it's sad. We talked about there was a great article maybe about a month ago in the Chicago Tribune. It was detailing a universal basic income program happening in Chicago. I bring it up to say that for a lot of people, sometimes it is just that one little swing hinge thing. It's the money that they are paying for metro tickets. That if that were being saved or not a factor, that could allow them to progress. Sometimes sometimes the need is so small, but it has such a critical issue, critical thing. I'm curious though, where does Kane County stand in regards to needs and what people need and how many folks are perhaps having a harder time? Where does Kane County stand in regards to some of the other counties? Are we in a healthier position in regards to our services and infrastructure, or could we be doing better, quite frankly?
I hope that we learn more about that from the survey, from hearing from people directly, because we could speculate and we could, make best guesses based on the grants that are submitted to us. But those, I feel like the grant making now is reactive. Like we respond to whatever applications are submitted to our organizations, and we really want to have a deeper impact. So by hearing from everybody, if they fill out the survey, we can be a little bit more proactive because we just know what they apply for, those issues. And related to what Lindsay was saying too with the mental health, I completely agree. I also think another problem or issue in the whole mental health field is more need than there are providers. Like when people have a mental health issue, they need help now. And it seems like we keep hearing repeatedly, you have to wait months or even longer to get in with somebody. Well, if you're in a critical mental health state, you need help now. You don't need help like in 4 months or 5 months. Like it's,
I was blessed to have a opportunity to take part in a survey with in regards to housing. There was a state of Illinois program going on. If you were behind on your mortgage due to COVID, you could prove that they would pay $30,000. Well, the payments weren't going out until 90 days.
Crazy,
So, and then us and the providers, we had to give a survey and ask, how was the experience? And that's the one thing I kept, telling these folks, because that will eventually make its way up the state of Illinois chains. But it's always like, hey, folks need help. Something about you got to cut that time. Because time and some of those swing issues are what's compounding a lot of problems for folks. The time is 8:17. I'm curious though, before we get to my commercial here, what's the biggest impact COVID has had on the activities of Dunham and the Community Foundation? Where I feel like we are starting to emerge to a post-pandemic world, fingers crossed, certainly. Fingers crossed in a serious fashion. But I feel like we are there or knocking on the door of that. So what's the biggest impact we've had getting there for both of your organizations?
I think, for Dunham Foundation, I feel like what we're starting to get back into that, kind of operationally, is just being able to get back out into the community and meet with our nonprofit partners and the folks that are boots on the ground and doing the work. We're not the experts in this, and so we want to make sure, which is what part of the survey is as well, that we're responding to the needs of the community. So not being able, and Zoom has been a wonder for a lot of reasons, but or whatever other platform you use, but there's nothing like a face-to-face or being able to go and do a site visit at an organization that's serving youth or that's serving seniors, or and so I feel like that's what was really lacking these past couple of years. It was it's isolating for everybody, and that just has a ripple effect. So operationally for us, I feel like that was the biggest challenge.
Right. Okay.
making it harder to make grants.
Our grants are capital grants. They're for capital purposes. And I feel like we've seen, because of COVID, a little bit of a dip in applications because those nonprofits were in survival mode, you know, especially food pantries and shelters. They were just trying to get through COVID and help as many people as they could help. They didn't have time to plan for capital projects. So we have seen with our fall grant cycle an uptick again. Like, so I'm hoping things are, like you said, kind of getting back to, you know.
It's reassuring when you see that.
Yes,
it's reassuring when you see that.
Because then you can be more, you know, planning for just to strengthen the organizations instead of just being in that survival mode.
Yeah, what I noticed during the pandemic, and it was lost on me until actually seeing it, was the idea and the notion that food pantries could run out of food.
Yes.
It had never.
Yes.
Right now, as I look at it, I'm like, well, oh yeah, duh, they have to get food brought. Of course, Northern Illinois Food Bank, they would have to. But before it happened, I was like, food pantries running
crazy,
out of
right?
food. Yeah.
Just crazy.
Oh, heavy stuff this early in the morning. That's why we got coffee.
Yeah. And sugar.
Yep. The time is 8:20 a.m. Monica, would you take me to a personal commercial? Thank you so much. Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. The survey is in English and Spanish. Monica put the link to the survey in the chat for you guys. Please fill it out. Take part in the survey. Your responses are important, especially if you are a veteran or a senior, and if you're young too. Let's start taking part early in what's happening out there. We have some of the big flyers for these as well. They have a QR code on them, as well as the handouts. I'll be at Wabansie Community College tonight, so I can give some of those away.
Thank you.
Yeah, we have the Latinx Curtimus event.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. We got candy and hot Takis and everything.
Oh,
so,
nice.
Good time. So we'll have those in our studio. Is at 5 East Downer Place, Suite T. It's the walkway right behind the GAR building. You will see this flyer in the window. You can scan it on your phone and take part in that. Okay, a couple of quick headlines, as I mentioned, and then we will get back to our fantastic discussion here about needs in the community. Second City returns this holiday season. Here's some Paramount news for you. I saw Mommy kissing the Second City. No, I didn't make that up. That's on the marquee. That's on the marquee. Have a holly jolly holiday season with Chicago's famed improv and sketch comedy theater. The annual end-of-year tradition continues. Second City is coming to the newly renovated Copley Theater, where you will never be more than 70 feet away from the side-splitting, song-filled holiday spectacular. Whether you are on the nice list or the naughty list, this show will have you laughing so hard you'll shoot eggnog out of your nose. If you do it in there, staff is going to make you clean it up. Skip the long lines and shipping delays and give the gift of laughter to everyone you meet this holiday season. Suggested for for 18 and up, includes strong language adult content. Subscribers can get tickets now, and they are on sale. So go to the website and find that out. All right. And then we have coming up, you guys, it's First Friday today. You know that. Curtis, what's going on? Let me tell you about it. Altero Latin Fusion, Craft Urban, La Quinta de los Reyes, Society 57, and Stope Island Social will be having special menu items tonight. Day of the Dead items will be for sale at a variety of downtown businesses, including gourmet goods from the Cornucopia Shop. That's one we never heard of. 63 South Broadway. First time hearing about that. Where's this news come from? Is this even legit? This year's Circus Skull City will feature Pan de Muerto, Bread of the Dead, for its downtown-wide scavenger hunt. Pan de Muerto art submitted by more than a dozen local artists and students will be displayed in downtown windows for the hunt. Visitors are encouraged to tag Downtown Aurora on Instagram to enter weekly giveaways. Shout out to Marissa. More than 40 downtown businesses are participating, and there is a map available on auroradowntown.com. All right. The time is 8:23 a.m. Buenos dias, Aurora, to Gloria Gerardo. Norma Peterson says Community Foundation of the Fox River Valley is an awesome organization. It helps so many in the community. Yes, they do. Michelle Gums is here. Good morning, back from Florida. She was in Florida hanging out.
Nice.
Right? Super jealous.
Hopefully
Sunshine blinging
she's
through
safe.
the.
Yeah.
Yes, back before the hurricane.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Josie says the survey will take you about 10 minutes, delves into specific issues. Thank you very much,
Thanks,
Josie.
Josie.
Jennifer,
Thank you.
Ryan, Mayton, Saul, Olivas, all you great people. Appreciate it very much. Okay. So now we've spoken to the to the Community Foundation, specifically with the YEP folks. I think just yourself and Julie came that day as well. We'd like to learn more about what you guys do and come out and shadow you sometime and hang out with you.
That'd be
Can we
great.
ever bring the cameras up in the building?
Absolutely.
We can do that?
Absolutely. We would love it.
Okay.
Yes.
Show and tell,
You
right?
let me know.
Hey, look at
Yeah.
that would be awesome. I think that'd be really cool.
That would be wonderful. And the students would love it. They love to share, their
Yeah.
work in YEP and how they've grown and changed and how they feel more connected and to the community and hopefully continue to be active citizens beyond high school, beyond college.
Right. Okay. So let's do some of the survey. I want to go through, I saw a couple of things on the survey. It's kind of like class today, like Zoom school. Curtis is going to do the survey, man. As I look at this, I see many things, and I can speak to how important this stuff is because, for example, I want to read this. Number 23, which of the following services do you have access to and are readily available in your community? Now pay attention to this because not every community has these kind of activities. And if you listen to this show, you've heard us talk about growing up in communities without it. After school opportunities. I have access, I do not have access, or I am not aware of these services. Could you imagine? Alcohol and substance abuse treatment. Arts and humanities, including museums and theaters. Domestic and sexual violence counseling and services. Financial services, healthcare, food pantries, housing and homelessness services. Mental and behavioral health, recreational activities, senior support services, services for those with special needs and disabilities, and tutoring and mentoring opportunities. And veteran services at the bottom. Now, as we look at this, Aurora is a blessed city because I can name an organization. Let's take it from the top. After school, Alive Teen Center, alcohol and substance abuse treatment. We did the panel discussion with the Kane County State's Attorney's Office, and I can't think of the acronym right now, but they have that. Arts and humanities. We got the David L. Pierce.
Yeah.
Does Blackberry Farms count as humanities? Kids love it.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
humanity. Domestic and sexual violence, mutual ground, financial. Oh man, we hit the claps.
I'll give you real claps.
For those wondering, what happened to Curtis? Our friend Nick Thompson walked into the studio. It's very rare when the door just opens like that. Financial services. We have the Financial Empowerment Center. Healthcare. We have fantastic hospitals in our area, so our healthcare is good. Food pantries, Marie Wilkinson's Aurora Area Interfaith. Housing and homelessness services, Hesed House. Mental and behavioral health. We have a plethora. I'm thinking of NAMI KDK.
Tri-City Family Services.
Tri-City Family Services. Recreational activities, the Park District, and all the different activities that they have there. Senior support services, Kane County Health Department, and then the City of Aurora also has senior services. Katrina Boatwright.
Senior Service Associates.
Yep, that's right. Services for those with special needs and disabilities. I think the City of Aurora has its own department for that. AID. Tutoring and mentoring, YEP.
Yeah.
Oh, look.
Yeah.
We got a mentor and assistant.
One of our mentors.
Full circle.
Like, I love this show, man. And veteran services, Illinois Joining Forces, the City of Aurora Veterans Council, and Rotary, and also the American Legion. So we're blessed to have these things. We really are. So this is important stuff to fill out, you guys. Now let's move on to 24. I feel like a professor right now.
Yeah.
Because equally as important is select the top reasons you or those in your household could not access services. Childcare was not available. Cost, too expensive where you can't pay. Cultural, religious reasons, hours of operations did not fit your schedule. I was not aware that those services were available. Now, I want to put a flag in the conversation here because that's also when we were talking before the microphone came on. That's kind of the spirit of how this show started and Buenos Dias Aurora started. Because, your organizations don't have this issue, but a lot of stuff is produced and it's not produced in other languages, which I feel like now in this day and age is a complete shoot yourself in the foot barrier. I mean, it was in the Beacon News in December of last year that the South Asian population in Aurora is the fastest growing population. So in addition to making things in Spanish, we will also have to start branching out to other languages. So that's a huge potential of folks who could be taking part in services and getting the benefit that we want to make sure that we don't miss. Lack of trust providers, lack of personal transportation, it goes on and on. Interesting stuff. Have you ladies filled out this survey yet? Okay.
Yes. And I think you mentioned a live center. One of the things we're hoping to find out from the community members, a live center and many of the other places that you mentioned are awesome resources in our community, right? And Lindsay and I were there recently and talking to them, and they mentioned that transportation is a huge issue for their people. So unless we hear from the community members what I mean, otherwise you would say, oh, well, a live center's there, they have the services, they should be fine. But if there's an issue that they can't get there or any of these other issues, we really want to know, because then it's in black and white, it's not us guessing, it's not, and then hopefully we can, between our organizations, make a difference.
And Curtis, you mentioned it too. Aurora is rich with services and providers and amazing nonprofits that are providing incredible supports for our community members. I think what we're hoping to glean from this, especially this community survey, is we had the nonprofit survey and we have conversations, and again we can kind of maybe paint a broad picture of what those services look like and where they are, but layering on what the community is saying they need on top of where the providers are. What we're hoping is that data will, like Cathy mentioned earlier, help inform our grant making and help inform our boards, but also we'll be able to give that information to our nonprofit partners so that they're able to say, wow, we really thought we were reaching this, or we need more services here, let's go, and so I think we're really, I'm hopefully optimistic that that's kind of where we'll end up being with this data, is that we'll really be able to work more closely with our nonprofit partners to ensure that they have what they need to serve the community.
And provide it as a gift, like you said, back to them, to our partners, because it's also expensive and a big time commitment to do a survey. So many of the nonprofits just don't have the capacity to do it, but they would love to.
Right.
So now this way they can share in the information too. We're not just gonna hold tight to it.
Right. My information.
Yeah.
Get your hands off that.
We are sharers.
I'm proud and blessed to work for a great nonprofit called the Neighbor Project. So I know the value of these surveys. I'm always taking the survey whenever I can glean, or rather give any data, because it's important. It's important. A lot of people too, a lot of folks are willing to take and fill out surveys because for a lot of people, especially those who are, technology's passed a lot of people by. There's a lot of seniors right now who are just, they're not able to take part, unfortunately, due to how technology has gone. They don't have an email account. So that stuff is important because there's so many different ways for people to fall through the cracks now.
Absolutely.
And people are happy to do this kind of stuff. They don't have to come in person. I've had people come to the office and just fill it out, and not this particular survey, but different things.
Yeah.
It's really personal for a lot of people.
Absolutely.
Especially when you get to the point where you're able to kind of pull that thread on that sweater, like when you see where their actual issue is, they may be reluctant to share it to an individual, but checking a box may be what they need
Right.
to
And
get
it's
on.
completely anonymous.
I was just going to
too.
say the
Yeah.
same thing. Just
Yep,
make sure
absolutely.
that's
We do
noticed.
have paper copies as well. So there's an email address that we can give you to put in the chat. And if people need paper copies, we're happy to provide them.
What's that email?
It is, I should know it off the top of my head. I think it's
Under my thumb. That
You're
song just came to
testing
mind.
me.
We'll make sure it's
You got it.
sent out.
Thank
to-
you.
It's
Nick.
community needs at CFFRV.org.
Community needs at
Thank you, Nick.
CFFRV. See that?
Good thing he's here.
I know.
Save the day. The time is 8:34 a.m. Okay, really quick. Michelle Gums did the survey. Awesome. Thank you very
Michelle.
much, Michelle. Appreciate that. Good morning, Tracy Duran. Javier Burgos, good morning to you. Always a great shop. Thank you very much. If you meant show, the W and the P is right there on the keyboard. I understand that, brother. You have a great shop. You have a great shop. His shop is Java Plus.
Ooh.
Oh,
You've been, great
All right,
place.
we need to head there after.
Great place. 1677 Montgomery
Montgomery.
Road.
Nice.
And as a matter of, you know what, Monica?
Down the street from
We have that
Janice.
thing. We have that thing.
We have that thing.
Yeah, we have. Breaking news. We had a news little music piece for that too. Because you know what's interesting? You can't, on Facebook, if you play somebody else's music, they'll cut it.
Oh.
But on some of the social medias, they will give you the snippet of like CNN News or MSNBC, the little, right? But
Yeah.
if you redo it, it'll block it.
That's not cool.
It's like, why is it a selection for me to pick if you're gonna you're not licensed to use it? Well, why is it there?
That
Yeah.
like, remove it.
Yeah. It's like I want that puppy in the window. He's not for sale. Well,
Yeah.
why are you showing it?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
but
Exactly.
October 22nd, Java Plus is having their 1-year anniversary. Come celebrate a great business. There will be live music, food, tea, pastries. Try the sandwiches. The Italian sub is really good.
Good to know.
And it'll be from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Right? Sounds like a club and a
Long
coffee
day.
shop. So go on out there, 1677 Montgomery Road. Monica, would you be so kind? Marina LaFontaine, good morning. Would you take us to a commercial and give us some local news? Thank you.
All right. Good morning, everyone.
Commercial time.
Here are your local headlines. Real news, real people, real stories, 100% Aurora. Don't forget to please subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay up to date on all of our content. There you can also watch all of our interviews and receive notifications when we go live. Friday, October 7th, which is today, the 6th annual Cups Broad Drive is happening at the Aurora Regional Fire Museum from 5 to 8 p.m. There will be food, a silent auction, a photo booth, and so much more. For more information, you can contact Cynthia at 630-636-1335. And to purchase tickets, scan the QR code on the flyer or visit the link here, which we don't have the link, but I'll find it. I'll find the link.
Right.
Saturday,
We'll
the
get you
15th of October, there will be a great workshop and seminar taking place at Cottonseed Creative Exchange, located at 64th South River Street in downtown Aurora. Our Friends of the Neighbor Project, Aurora FEC, and Drury Realty Company are coming together to inform the community about budgeting, finance, and so much more. To reserve your seat, you can send an email to I'll put that in the chat, or text or call 331-999-2498. See you there. And like Curtis mentioned, the Wabanji Community College will be hosting the Fiesta en Kermes today, October 7th, from 5 to 9 p.m. at the downtown Aurora campus, located at 18 South River Street. This will take place in room 160 AC, and the event is free and open to the public. Food vendors, live music, and so much more. Come out for a great time and a fun community event.
Great time, a fun community event, a shebang. It'll be a good one. It'll be a good one. A lot of great things going on with Bonzi Community College. So a lot of great organizations are going to be taking part in that tonight. So if you're in the community, come on out for a good time with that, please. Okay, so make sure we got no time for this. 8:38 a.m. Something else here. Let's go to page 27. You know what we should have, you know what? Next time we do this, here's what we're going to do. Next time there's a next survey, next year, whatever, we're going to have, the whole episode is going to be the survey. That's what we're going to do. So that means all of you great listeners, you'll have to have your laptop. It'll be school. We'll have everybody do it just together. Curtis, what do I put for number 3?
Oh, geez.
Don't be giving people answers, Curtis.
I can't tell you. Pick yes. Good Morning Aurora is the best show out there. 27. Check this out. All you parents. Please indicate the services and activities you feel are most important for the children and youth in your community. I think I'll do this myself. We got very important, moderately important, not important. Academic counseling, very important. After school programming and clubs, very important. After school tutoring, equally as important, because as we've learned over the years, not every child learns at the same pace. Child care, important. College and career planning, always important. Community center. Alive could be that community center, but we could use more. Free, low-cost programs, absolutely, because that goes back to question 23 about why people are not able to participate. High fees or fees being in there at all. Fine arts, literacy support, mental and behavioral health support. Youth now, that's not just I had Jim Dolan on the show, and we talked about, from a veteran's perspective, how hard it is for a lot of people to get to the point where they realize, like, hey, I may need to seek help. If you're an older person having a difficult time seeking that help, how important it is for youth to be able to get accustomed to seeking that help early. Mentoring, places for youth to hang out with friends. I like that. Places for youth to hang out with friends. See? It's a cool one too. Social work, STEM support, sports and athletics, and tutoring. Okay. Besides Alive, what other tutoring services do we have in the community?
We have cities and schools provides
that's
after
right.
school
Cities and schools.
tutoring. We've got a lot of mentoring programs. Aurora African American Men of Youth, at-risk mentoring. But
that's right.
I don't know. I don't
ARM,
think it's
that's
enough.
right.
I think there's a lot needed. I think there's a lot out there that, but there's so much need, and these organizations are strapped. People are strapped and can't provide the level of services that are needed or supports that are needed.
Right.
And it will be
It's too much for
interesting
them.
to find out if people know about all of them. Like you had rattled off a lot that you know about because you work so closely with the Aurora community, but there may be people that just don't even know what's available for their youth, and that could be bad too.
Yeah.
Could be an issue.
Yep. See, that's why we talk, right? See, we are trying to save the world. That's the whole thing.
We are.
And I do believe that not knowing is like, in today's era, not knowing what's going on is almost worse than not taking part in it, because you know, for all of the people who do receive services, there's more people who either never heard of it or don't, and qualifying sometimes for the services too is a big issue. A lot of folks don't have qualifiers for things. I'm thinking about housing. A lot of people have bad credit, or they don't know how to establish credit, they don't know how to build their credit and things like that. All important things to build a healthy city here.
Yes, sir.
Now let's talk about some personal stuff. No, I'm just playing. Got real quiet.
Bring it, Curtis. Let's go.
But what do you, it's cliche, what do you like about what you do? You know, because I met you doing what you do.
I love it.
And you were enjoying yourself. So what do you like? What do you ladies like most about what it is that you do? And we'll start with you, Cathy.
Okay. I love working with our youth and our nonprofits, and being able to feel like you are changing the world. I mean, I know it sounds kind of cliche, but being able to really hear and get to know them and what they're working on and make an impact. And then with the youth, Nick can jump in. Like last night, they were all talking about community causes that they're passionate about and social justice and food insecurity and things like that. And when I was 16, I don't even think I knew or had an awareness of what that is. And we actually were doing interviews with them yesterday too, last night. And it's interesting to be able to work for an organization that provides that opportunity for our teens, and then hear how they've grown and changed because of it. You know, many of them didn't know the word philanthropy before joining YEP. Right. And now I truly believe that their trajectory will be changed. Not necessarily that they're working for a nonprofit, but they are going to continue to be involved in the community in their life, and hopefully be on the board and an organization and make a difference. And that's huge. Yes. I mean, they're really becoming, and Nick has seen it for a couple of years now. I mean, they're just super passionate, right? I mean, yeah, it's really neat to see. And that's a hugely rewarding part of the job for me. Just to know that ripple effect is happening. I mean, not only is it the grants that go out to all of these people in the community, but these young people that we're hopefully helping to mentor and encourage and develop, you know?
Right. No going back now for them.
Yeah, right?
So I think for me, I mean, it's similar to what Cathy mentioned, just being able to be out in the community and learning about the incredible work that is happening, sometimes very silently. People aren't patting themselves on the back when they're not. And so being able to be a voice for that work for our board, but then also I think, you know, in addition to grants are important, and, you know, that monetary commitment is important, but being able to partner in a way that brings a spotlight to the work that's happening in the community, and, you know, kind of being a conduit for that is, I think, what I enjoy the most about it, being able to learn and help connect folks to leverage work in the community and make sure that, you know, you don't have to do it all on your own. One organization doesn't have to be everything to everybody, but being able to have that kind of bird's eye view of all the work that's happening and connect things in a way that others don't see because they have their heads down and are doing that work on the ground.
Okay, all right. Beth?
For me, I was born and raised in Aurora, and now I'm raising my own family here, so I'm very vested in our community. And so to be able to have a small part in giving back to the community and supporting the youth of our community, so that they can in turn come back and, you know, maybe start a scholarship or work for one of our agencies. It's really important for me as a mother and a member of our community to be able to do something important. And my small little piece of this scholarship program, these students are incredible. The essays that I've read, they've been through so much, they've done so much. Last year we had 16 through 49-year-olds apply for our scholarships, which I think is amazing. We had some, you know, adults who through COVID realized they needed to go back and they needed to make a change. And so being able to help support that, like I said, it's just a small piece of it, you know, helps me kind of have faith again in our, you know, our community and our future of our youth. So.
My words, sometimes it gives me faith in humanity.
Yes.
You know, like sometimes I feel like, okay, humans aren't gonna mess it up. Like, you know, it's
I'll need that right now.
Yes, we do.
At Wabanzi Community College in the Adult Education Learning Center, I had interviewed a gentleman. He is in his he's in his 60s. I'd interviewed him. He had a very tough life, including you know, substance abuse and different things. Interviewed him. Heck of a story. That was last year. I was in Wabanzi Community College having a tour, and we're walking down the hallway at Adult Education Learning, and all of these like pictures and stories are on the wall of the GED class. And as I'm looking, and the handwriting too, a lot of these folks, their handwriting skills aren't that great. So it's kind of stark when you're looking at it because it's like it would give you the impression that a young child wrote that but didn't. And as I was looking, the guy I interviewed was there.
Oh.
And like I almost cried.
Awesome.
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
This dude is spending his
That's
nights
huge.
trying to get his GED.
Yeah.
That was so, and that's
Yeah.
what I was like,
That's huge.
I like that is huge. That
Yeah.
is huge. That was
Yeah.
so big. But anyway, that it is a good thing, and that's
Yeah.
why it's important for these young people to, right? It's
Right.
kind of like a plug. You got to connect it here, so there's no more just
Absolutely.
See, I love doing this. Is we're gonna save the world.
We are.
We got 11 minutes, so
So we better get busy.
okay. Javier Vertigo says survey done.
Woo!
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you,
Javier.
Thank you.
Thank you for your support announcement. We also have the raffle where a portion of the proceeds will benefit our local nonprofit organizations and community. That's right. They have a raffle that'll be going on as well at Java Plus.
That's great.
Michelle Gums says, I watched the documentary A Most Beautiful Thing. This was a wonderful story about how we can't get very far without one another. Great story. I have to watch that. Very cool. Michelle did the survey too. If you have not done the survey, what are you waiting for? Please fill out the survey. Would you mind showing the thing? We can zoom in on that real quick.
Here, I'll give you this one. They've got Spanish and English.
Look at that. English and Spanish, as you guys can see. Encuesta Comunitaria. It sounds better on Buenos Dias, Aurora. So I'll leave that alone right now.
You did a great job.
Yeah, thank you. Please share what's most important to you. Brief, anonymous survey takes 10 minutes to complete. There it is, you guys. Awesome. And we will have this hanging up in our window. Since Nick is here, we were telling that story. Nick had the surveys on the front seat of his Jeep. I was rolling with the brother. And I was like, can I get one of those? He was like, nah, man. Nah.
There
he
you go.
He did. So
As a board member, he's like just spreading it around.
He was dedicated to them being where they had to be. Awesome. I knew I'd get some anyway, so that's glad to do this.
We got you covered.
All right, it's 8:51. I just want to mention there is myself and Rotary got a great thing going on with veterans that I just want to mention real quick, and then you ladies are going to get the word of the day here. Chicagoland Rotary Veterans Coat Drive. The stand down day for this is October 28th, but the first coat donation warehouse drop-off day is this Saturday for all of our folks in Chicago. Check it out. This would be Rotary's 11th year participating in this event. It's been held in Yeah, we got the
Rewind.
We have a thing on the show, ladies. When we mess up our words, we take a sip.
There you go. Let's
cheers.
do it.
Yep,
Cheers.
yep.
I wouldn't have any coffee anymore.
Right. Can we do this at night? All right. So it's been held and organized for the past 29 years by the veterans. We expect to serve over 700 homeless veterans on October 28th as they gear up for the harsh winter months ahead. If you have not been to a stand down day, we set up coats along clothing racks organized by size and assist the veterans in selecting a coat and helping them try them on. Haircuts, food, housing, and a warm meal, including optical services and employment assistance, is also going to be available as well. This will be at the Humboldt Park Armory, 1551 North Kedzie Avenue in Chicago, right across from the gas station. Volunteer on Thursday, October 27th for setup, Friday, October 28th for the actual event. One shift is available on the 27th, 8:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. Now I know what you're thinking. Curtis, man, that's hecka early. I know. I know. It's that Good Morning Aurora early, right?
It's like early well.
So you have to be dedicated. Dedicated. You got to be dedicated. But for more information, if you are dedicated, if you're that person who's saying, yeah, I can do that, well, you can contact Jim Wales, jim.wales1120@gmail.com. Or you can also reach out to umchurch@gmail.com as well. Shouts out to all of our great friends and veterans, and we will have this information also put into another post. Rotary District 6450.org is where you can register. Okay. Well, the world is almost saved here, but I saw something that I want. Okay, thank you very much for that, Monica. And that was you as well, Gloria Gerardo. Good morning to you. It's Friday morning. I hope you have a nice day and weekend. Amen. Well,
Amen.
we will with that message. See,
Yes.
we got the best listeners in the world, man. I'm telling you, our listeners
You
pray
do.
for us. They know we need it. Okay, we talked about the survey. We talked about it in English and Spanish. We talked about all of the fantastic work that the Community Foundation does. We talked about the YEP program. When does the survey end? The 15th? Is it the last day?
Later this month.
Later this month.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Are there any calendar events coming up that you ladies want to highlight for any of the organizations that we should stay tuned about?
Yeah, just that our scholarship application opens today.
Okay.
And it runs through December 9th.
Okay.
It is earlier in the year than we typically open it, so trying to get that word out to get in your application.
Okay.
December 9th is our hard deadline.
Okay, December 9th is the hard deadline. I think the flyer for that was also in the big email that we have going on, or
If not, I will send it to you.
okay. You know what's cool about this show? I saw both of you ladies' names in emails, you know, when I was like at the bottom of the email chain, like, who those people up there? And now we met.
Now we've met.
How cool.
Yay.
News bringing us together. Okay, the show ends on a positive note. What is the message today for the people of Aurora? And Beth, we'll start with you.
I would say just to embrace the community, that we have so many great opportunities out there and so many great services and so many, like, First Fridays, love it. Like, we try to support local as much as we can in our family, so I will be there tonight.
All right. Support local. Shouts out to Aurora downtown. Marissa. Okay.
At the risk of sounding cliche, I will say, just in the spirit of kind of what we've been talking about today, it takes a village. Whoever mentioned the documentary, I wrote it down because we can't do this alone. And so I think, Aurora is such a rich, it is the smallest big town ever. And I think there's just, we can't do it all alone. It takes a village. We've got to work together.
That's right.
Better together. For sure. I would share our YEP slogan, which is "Be the Good," and the kids helped to come up with that, and I really believe in it. And it can mean different things to different people, but be the good, like make a difference, make a change in the community, and you're never too young to do that, or too old.
That's right.
So
that's right. Start where you're at with what you have.
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay. Michelle says, Happy World Smile Day.
Aww.
Wow.
Yay.
I hope your face is hurt by the end of the day.
Oh.
Well, that's in a nice spirit, too. Okay, this was a great episode with our dear friends of the Community Foundation of the Fox River Valley and the Dunham Fund. We really appreciate you ladies coming back on again to tell us great things. You know that you guys are friends of the show, so anything you got, keep sending it to us. It'll be news, and we look forward to having you guys come on again any other time to talk about the good stuff happening.
We appreciate you guys.
Yep.
You guys do great work.
Take care of yourself and each other.